Okay. Hello, my name's Cranston. Um, I'm doing a video on Guillain-Barré Syndrome, which is something that occurred to me about 18 days ago. Just a little bit about me. I live in rural northeast Thailand in a place called Isan, and a little bit about my medical history. I have stage 4 prostate cancer that I've had for 4 years, and I'm in the second year of stage 4 colon cancer. The diagnosis for Guillain-Barré was a little bit difficult because with my colon cancer I had some chemo treatments that use oxyplatinum, and oxyplatinum causes neuropathy or tingling in my fingers and my feet. And Guillain-Barré manifests and sometimes starts with tingling in your feet and your hands. So how did I know I had Guillain-Barré? Well, what happened was 18 days ago, I went to the toilet in the morning, and when I went to get up from the toilet, I was a little bit weak getting up, and I thought, well, maybe it had to do with the chemo I was taking for colon cancer. And then later that afternoon, this was on a Thursday, later that afternoon, I found getting up from the couch was a little bit difficult. And I've been walking around the house without a cane for a couple of years. I had a walker and a cane when I was first diagnosed with prostate cancer because they did spinal radiation treatment because of prostate cancer caused metastatic cancer in my spine. So anyways, I've been walking with no problem, and so on Friday I had to start using the cane, which was the second day. Saturday morning I got up to go to the toilet, and I fell down coming out of the toilet, and within an hour, by the time they drugged me into this room where I am right now from our bedroom, I couldn't move my legs, I couldn't open and close my hands, and so that was Saturday. We had to get work done on our car on Monday, new tires, and then I went to Bangkok for the hospital, which I go to Bumrungrad International, which is a really good hospital, because I thought it had to do with my bone cancer in my spine. And they did too. They thought I had spinal compression. But after an MRI on my spine, an MRI on my abdomen for my colon cancer, an MRI on my brain, they did a nerve test which uses electrodes attached to points on your leg and your arm to determine why your nerves aren't working, and they're 95% sure it's Guillain-Barré syndrome. What I wanted to show you right now today is, like I said, on Saturday I couldn't move at all. Last week I was in the hospital in Bangkok. Well, the week before last I was in the hospital in Bangkok, and I couldn't move hardly at all. I mean, I couldn't lift my leg at all. But today, it's only been 18 days, and now I can lift my leg, my left leg. My right leg, not as much. But before I couldn't even do that. My hands, I can open and close my hands. I couldn't do that. I worked with 2 physical therapists at the hospital. So after about 1 week, the physical therapist came in and they gave me about 5 exercises, which I want to show you. They're simple, but the first time I did them, they had to actually move my arms and legs in order to do them. They're just simple 20 reps of this, 20 reps of this, 20 reps of this, and I use now, yes, I use small weights. I use a 1.5 kilogram weight to do this, which is the fourth one, and a 0.5 kilogram weight to do this, and 1.5 kilogram to do this and this. So that helps. The exercises do two things. They help keep your joints loose until Guillain-Barré goes away. Guillain-Barré, if you probably already read about it, is a self-limiting disease, which means that within 4 to 6 months, about 80% of people regain their ability to function without treatment. There are two treatments available. One is to filter out the antibodies that are attacking the nerves because it's an immune disorder. And I was quoted a price in Thailand of $20,000 to do that, which to me was too much. And even at a government hospital, the price was still $12,000, which was too much. So we're just going to let it run its course and see if I can get better. But the other exercises have to do with my legs, which is an exercise to go like this 20 times, and one to kick 20 times, and one where my wife presses on my knee and I raise my knee 20 times, and then she sits on my feet and I do abdomen raises like this, 10 reps each. So those are the exercises, and the next video I'll do, today I'm going to do in about an hour. I have some men come over and put me in my rocking chair here, and today I'm going to try and get out of my rocking chair into my walker. Since I've been back at my house, we came back to our house last Monday. I was in the hospital for 5 days, and since we came back last Monday, we sleep here on the floor at night on some couch cushions. A lot of Thai people sleep on the floor anyway, so it's no big deal. And then during the day, there's a construction crew that'll put me in my chair, but I haven't actually been on my feet in the last week. The chair's too low to stand up in a walker. When I was at the hospital, they got me to stand in a walker and rock back and forth from one leg to the other, and I only started to collapse one time. The first day after they got me into the walker from the bed, and since the bed is pretty high up, it's pretty easy just to stand in the walker. The first day I couldn't move my feet. The second day I could lift my left foot about 2 inches. That's when I fell down coming out of the bathroom on Saturday, when I first started to have Guillain-Barré. That was how I fell down. I couldn't step up the 2 inches to come out of the bathroom. But I think the progression is going well without treatment. The only real risk involved that they were worried about is that I talked to 3 neurologists, and the head neurologist said they could confirm Guillain-Barré with the spinal tap, but since I couldn't afford treatment, confirmation, I didn't want to pay for the spinal tap. The other doctor pretty much just said, the other neurologist pretty much said, just do some physical therapy and teach yourself to walk again. The other other neurologist was a little concerned because Guillain-Barré can advance to your lung cavity and you can't breathe. You'd have to go on a respirator. But the head of neurology said that generally, and they've seen a lot of it in Thailand at this hospital, he said generally within 7 to 10 days from the onset, it reaches the acute state where it won't progress too much further. Some other reading that I did said that usually within 2 to 4 weeks, it progresses as far as it'll go. And this has now been 3 weeks. So I feel pretty comfortable that it's not going to affect my lungs, and since my range of motion is improving, I'm getting better. Treatment I think was not necessary. The only other thing I'll mention is that I bought, in addition to the dumbbells, here's the 1.5 kilogram dumbbell. I couldn't do this yesterday. I couldn't do these with 1.5 kilograms. But these I could do, and these I could do, and this, of course, I can probably do 5 kilograms. The other thing I bought was some ankle weights, and when I sit in my chair, every hour I do 100 leg kicks to try. I don't want my muscles to atrophy because when my nerves are able to control my muscles, I want to be able to walk. If I atrophy, then in addition to having to learn to walk, I have to overcome muscle weakness, which I can't allow to happen. So I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you later. Thank you.